forward and hugged her. Leo is a gentle child, a little awkward at times, but intelligent and full of life. Sophie's job entails taking him to school in the morning, collecting him at lunchtime and again in the evening, and looking after him until whichever random hour Madame Gervais or her husband finally return home. She can clock off work any time between 5 p.m. and 2 in the morning. Her availability was a decisive factor in securing this job. She has no personal life, that much was obvious from the first interview. Madame Gervais did her best not to take advantage of Sophie's constant availability, but the day-to-day routine trumps all ethical principles, and in less than 2 months, Sophie has become an indispensable part of family life, because she is always there, always willing. Leo's father, a tall, lean, brusque man in his 40s, is departmental head at the Ministère des Affaires étrangères. As for Madame Gervais, an elegant, willowy woman with a captivating smile, she tries to balance her onerous responsibilities as statistician to a firm of auditors with those of mother to Leo and wife to a future Secretary of State. Each of them earns a very comfortable living. Sophie was wise enough not to exploit this evident fact when it came to negotiating her salary. In fact, it did not occur to her, since what she was offered was sufficient for her needs. Madame Gervais increased her salary at the end of the 2nd month. As for Leo, he is devoted to her. Only she can effortlessly get him to do something that would require hours of coaxing from his mother. He is not, as she feared, a spoiled child prone to tantrums, but a quiet little boy who listens. He has his moods, obviously, but Sophie ranks high in his hierarchy, at the very top, in fact. Every evening at about 6 p.m., Madame Gervais telephones to get the day's news, and in an embarrassed tone lets Sophie know what time she will be home. She always talks to her son for a few minutes before speaking to Sophie, with whom she does her best to be friendly. These attempts have met with scant success. Sophie confines her conversation to small talk and a resume of what has happened during the day. Leo is put to bed every night at 8 p.m. precisely. This is important. Sophie has no children of her own, but she has standards. After reading him a bedtime story, she spends the rest of the evening sitting in front of an enormous flat-screen television, capable of receiving every available cable channel, a self-serving gift in the 2nd month of her time there, when, no matter what time she came home, Madame Gervais noticed that Sophie would be sitting in front of the television. More than once, Madame Gervais has wondered how a woman in her 30s, who is clearly cultured, can be content in such a lowly job and spend her evenings staring at a small screen. During the first interview, Sophie explained that she studied communication. When Madame Gervais pressed her further, she said that she had completed a 2-year technology diploma, that she had worked for a British-owned company, though she did not say what her role was, and that she had previously been married. Madame Gervais had been satisfied with this information. Sophie had come recommended by a childhood friend, now the director of a recruitment consultancy, who for some mysterious reason had been much taken by Sophie at her only interview. Besides, she needed someone immediately. Leo's nanny had left without warning, having given no notice. Sophie's calm, serious expression inspired confidence. During the first weeks, Madame Gervais had probed her a little more about her life, but delicately gave up, sensing from Sophie's answers that some terrible secret tragedy had blighted her life, a vestige of the romanticism common to many people, even among the upper classes. As often happens, by the time the kettle begins to boil, Sophie is lost in thought. With her, it is a state that can last for some time. It is as though she is absent. Her mind becomes fixated on a single idea, a single image. Her thoughts slowly coil around it like an insect. She loses all